Hi, this is Lily Cotilla, and welcome to San Diego Therapy. We are not taught this in educational programs or life in general, really. This concept of learning how to walk. Of course, we learn how to walk as babies and 1-year-olds moving into toddler stage. But tweaks happen over the course of time, and it is not ingrained in us the way that multiplication tables are, for example, or historical facts, to make sure that our bodies are in alignment. There's the Alexander technique, for example, or various other personal training options that usually is the result of a pain impetus. So the framework that I'm coming from is that of prevention of pain, and or if you do have pain, minimizing and assuaging it. So what do we do starting in middle school? We walk with one shoulder carrying a pack often, or a handbag. And if you look around at people walking down the sidewalk, you'll realize how crooked they are. That's just one example. People do many things that unbalance themselves and don't even realize it, whether it be compensating for some knee pain and letting the left hip swing out more, or whether it be you're sitting down at the computer all day long and so your neck is thrust forward, just thus affecting your cervical alignment. And or if you're more right-handed and don't train your left hand, your arm to utilize as much energy, your vertebral column will obviously be stronger, and there are neuronal connections to the right-hand side of your body. Even while driving, if you do your head checks to the right, or we're trained to do them to the left, but over the course of 20 years doing head checks to the left, to the left, to the left, it affects your posture and your back. So if you want to prevent pain in the long run, keep in mind the balancing or the bilateral movement of your body. And that said, it would be an interesting practice for you to have somebody videotape in a longer distance than from here to the mirror, but you can do it in this amount. Let me adjust myself here. And watch yourself, your gait, how you walk. And then as well, watch yourself backwards to notice if you're doing anything that's obviously out of alignment and that can be corrected. If you notice something is very off skew, make the adjustment in the mirror so that you are in line, and notice the somatic sensation that you feel internally, like you're internally mapping your body. So with the backpack scenario, if your shoulders are like this, to straighten them out like this, if you feel it, let's say in your trapezius muscle up here, or your scapula bone, working to hold the positioning such that it's equilateral, notate that in your mind's eye so that you don't always have to revisit the mirror to correct yourself. You may be sitting at the computer, or you might be on your walk, and the thought may enter your mind, oh, let me recall that internal mapping sensation that makes me more in alignment. And then you can return to that trapezius scapula feeling using that example, or perhaps you might feel some more abdominal strengthening to be in line. And you can recall it without the use of a mirror. And the more you practice it in the beginning, the more it will become natural to you, and the less problems you will have later on in life. So the more that you can practice ambidexterity, the better, in order to assuage, prevent the onset of pain. Because nobody wants to be hooked on opiates. Nobody wants to be in pain. Opiates stop working for pain, and then you're back to square one, which is pain. And the key is truly in the prevention.